we're going rockin' now.
Hey guys, what is up and welcome to another League of Legends gameplay. This one I am going to be doing a commentary over a game that I have been playing on my Smurf account. And so if you don't know, Redmercy is my Smurf. It's about gold 4 right now, I think. And so I like to play ADC on this account a lot. I mean, I pretty much main ADC on this account. It's very fun, and I personally feel like it's probably one of the hardest carry lanes in this game. That's just a personal opinion. So that's why I kind of want to main it. Oh, this lush just flashed. So I want to do a commentary over a game because, I mean, I've been playing quite a bit of Draven again, and I'm really starting to pick him up again. Pretty much ever since I made my Did You Know episode of Draven, like a couple of days ago, I actually learned something else, or something myself, and that something is how Draven's passive, the bleed, it stacks. And by stacks, what I mean is, you see it deals 34 bonus physical damage over 4 seconds. If you make it go for 2 ticks and then you plan another Q or crits, then like the damage that has not been dealt obviously moves on to the next one. It'll deal even more. It'll keep going up and up and up and up and deal more damage for every consecutive stack that you apply without the previous one finishing, which is really, really good. Ever since I learned that, I just kind of, I don't know, I've just been playing a lot better with Draven, and I really, really wanted to kind of get a record going for you guys. So, I mean, this is probably one of the champions I recommend to kind of really pick up and learn, and if you want to try and carry yourself out of this ELO, because he's super strong. So this Leona kind of fucked up here. She was trying to go for the ward, I think, and I just got a lot of free damage on her, so that was pretty good. So let's fast forward this a bit. So, I mean, with Draven, he's a super, super duper bully in lane, and this is going to be pretty annoying, but whatever. He's a super duper bully in lane. You want to get always 2 Qs procced, spinning rather at the same time. The reason for this is because you'll always be using 1 Q to pretty much last hit, right? So it's doesn't change anything there. But the reason you want to have 2 Qs is because once you have 2 Qs spinning and your actual Q spell is off of cooldown, meaning you can use it again, it's super strong auto attack. So don't forget what I said before with the passive stacking. What you can do is you pop the W once you get it, and then you walk up and then you throw 2 auto attacks, so that's 2 Qs, and then you can pop another Q with your spell, and you can pretty much get 3 Qs in a row, chunking them pretty hard. You don't have to even worry about catching the axe. It's just, you know, it's really, really, it's crazy damage. Like, it'll do so much. Hopefully I display that later on. Let's fast forward a bit. So the reason I like doing sometimes commentaries over a game that I'm not playing live is because I can just constantly talk to you guys. I can talk about, you know, thoughts, ideas, all that good stuff, and just impressions, you know, just tips and all that good stuff. So, oops. So there's one thing that you really can do with Draven is, I like to do this, is once you get your ultimate, you can throw the ulti, and just as you ulti, I flash and Q, and it's like super duper burst damage, and it's really, really strong. And if you haven't seen my Did You Know video, also don't forget you can cancel the ulti yourself, so you know, press R again to make a return before it hits anyone, so that once it returns, it'll do a double hit almost instantly on the same target that you're aiming for, rather than it, you know, hitting him by itself and then, you know, it auto returns. But you know, if you let it auto return, it does take a bit for it to actually start turning around, so it gives a lot of time for the enemy to dodge, which is not good. You don't want that. So I want to fast forward this. Hopefully I don't miss anything too crazy. But yeah, okay, so with Draven, you want to run lifesteal quints. It's super important. And also you want to run, oh, that's pretty bad. I don't know why that axe went up. So Leona just barely missed. So this guy's playing super aggressive for no reason. I'm like, alright, I mean, I don't see why you're playing aggressive on me. So I'm going to go on you. And then I go for the kill, but I actually don't get it. The Janna right there secures that so hard. But it's okay, whatever. I mean, someone gets it. So pick up my axe, and then second to pick up my axe, I W, right? So that's what's really important too. Every time you want a Q, you want to try picking up the axe, and you want a W, so you can keep chasing, and it's really, really strong. So what I was saying with, I can't remember what I was saying. I think it's runes, right? So with runes, you want to run 1 or 2 lifesteal quints. It's very important because with the Dorans, you get a lot of lifesteal just at level 1 and 2 and even 3, you know. It's super good sustain in lane, and it's very, very useful. And the rest, at least for Draven, is you want to run, I believe, pure armor pen. So you want to run armor pen, that, you know, 1 or 2 quints depending on how, you know, you want with the lifesteal. Pure armor pen reds, and then armor yellows, and magic per level blues. He's just out of them there. The reason you want to run Armor Pen on Draven is because Draven's Q gives him a lot of damage. Look, 55 bonus physical damage already. That's quite a lot. That's actually quite a bit. That's pretty much a free BF sword right here, my Q. That's pretty chunky. And when you run full Armor Pen, since you already have really solid AD, you don't need any more AD, because if you run flat AD, I mean, the bonus that it gives you is not something that's worth it, because your Q already gives you so much AD. So what you want to run is you want to run Armor Pen, because then your Q will, since it already deal so much damage by itself, it will actually go through the armor a lot more, and it's really good. So that's the reason you want to run. And masteries, you want to just run standard 21-9-0. So like I said, always have two going. If you can get a BF sword on your first return, you should. That's what I do at least. And your Qs do super chunks, since you already have lifesteal from your Quids and even the Dorans. You don't really need the Vampiric Scepter too fast on Draven. So here, I see an opportunity, and I pop my W first. You always want to initiate with the W first. Throw the axe, and then you'll probably catch it, right? So here, watch, and then bam, just finish out. So you want to always initiate with the W, because you walk up, it gets a free auto attack, and then most likely you'll probably catch it, right? And chances are you should be catching at least one of them, and you just reset the W. That also comes into lane building. When you lane bully with Draven, you can pop the W as your Q spinning, run up to them, and then just throw the Q, and then just run back. It's super strong poke, and a lot of people will be too scared to retaliate just because your damage is so crazy that, a lot of people will not fight a Draven in lane just because he's so super strong. So let me see if I do it here. I might do it here, I'm not sure. I mean, it's probably busy farming because I might do it right here. Yeah, see? Throw the W, and then Q, and then it's just free harass. Look at that. Look at that damage. It's just one Q on both of them, like pretty good damage. Pretty good damage. Don't forget that the Q also resets the timer thing when you attack turrets, so that's pretty good. Oh my god, I kind of fell down right there. But yeah, so don't forget the Q does reset it. For items, you want to get a BF or a Bloodthirster. The reason is because it scales on him very well, since Draven has quite a bit of AD scaling. Almost every skill he has except for his W scales off of AD, and it's really good. So that's pretty much how you want to build them. You want to get a Bloodthirster, you want to get a PD, you want to get a Last Whisper, and then you want to get whatever, maybe defense like a Guardian Angel, or maybe offense like another Infinity Edge, for example, that good stuff. So one question people always wonder is like, what runes to run on what champions. This is what I've pretty much learned from my mini researching previously. So as you can see, I have enough for BF Sword, so I'm backing. But what I've learned is, if your champion that you're playing as an ADC has little to no scaling of AD, so a good example of this is Tristana. Tristana has no scaling of AD, no skills that scale with AD, right? Her Q doesn't scale, everything scales off of AP with Tristana. So since that's the case with Tristana, you want to run pure Armor Pen because she has no AD scaling. Draven is the only special case where even though he has good scaling, you want to run. See, look at this, just pop the ulti. Look at that, it's just really crazy. Like, I pop my E since he's slowed, and then I pop my ulti after my E because he'll have a harder time dodging it, right? Since he is slowed. So as I was saying, with the runes, you want to run most likely on people that don't have much attack damage scaling skills like a Tristana. You want to run Armor Pen because all you care about is your auto attacks. And Draven of course being an exception where you run Armor Pen on someone who has pretty good scaling just because of his Q. Then you have people like Caitlyn that have pretty good scaling off of their AD on skills, who you most likely want to run flat AD. So if people have good scaling off skills, you want to run flat AD. If they don't have good scaling off skills like Tristana, you want to run Armor Pen with the exception of Draven. But of course, that's just a preference. You can definitely run probably flat AD on Draven if you wish. I mean, it's personal preference, but I personally don't think it's as good. Mainly because I heard Aframu talk about it a long time ago, and I think he's one of the best ADCs, so I kind of just follow what he said. And it works for me. So, what else can we talk about? So, like I said, you want to get Last Whisper. Third item, you want to get BT, and then you want to get PD, and then you want to get Last Whisper. Because it'll just make your stuff chunk so much. Here's a pretty cool outplay, so they go on me pretty hard. Evelyn's even here too. I run back. Javelin is a very nice ulti. It's pretty good separation there. And I see the opportunity, right? I'm like, oh shit, they're pretty separated and we can make some plays. So I dodge the Varus, and then I keep attacking. Look at this. Every time I throw my Q, I'm catching it, right? And I'm just attacking, doing so much damage. And with this, just keep catching it, and then I'm like, alright, this guy's dead. So I throw it, and then I don't even catch the last one. Actually, no, I caught it there. That was pure luck. But I did catch it. And then, another Q onto that Evelyn, and like, I mean, do you see that? Like, as I was attacking that Varus, I just was constantly catching the Qs. Like, I throw a Q, I run, I catch it. I throw a Q, I run, I catch it. That's just how it works, you know. And it's super strong, and it's just, oh my god, it's pretty beast. So Draven, again, like, probably one of my favorite ADCs. Another favorite I have is Vayne, but I just hate her laning phase so much that like it's really annoying. So here's another example. They're trying to go after me. I throw a Q. Look at this. Just look at this damage. Like just, they can't do anything, and then I just run. Janna shield saved me. Pop the barrier. I don't want to die from that. Varus like it's pretty close. And then Janna flashes right here, and she escapes as well. So I mean, it's super strong. Like Draven is super strong, but your Janna has to be a really good support, because if your Janna puts the shield on you as your Q is still flying, that shield, since it does give you damage, will actually apply extra damage to that Q. So it'll work. It'll stack on top of itself. So here is another example of what you want to do with Draven. I was tracing after the Varus. He was too far, and I can't reach if I just run normally. So what I did was I Q'd him. I pressed my W. I Q'd a minion. I caught the axe and I pressed W again, so I got 2 stacks of W for me to be able to chase him faster, which is a really good chasing tactic you want to do. If he's too far away, you're chasing someone, and the minions are right there, throw that Q in the minion, catch it, and then you know you have your double proc on W. You W, throw the Q in the minion, and then you W again, and you know it gives you that catching potential. It's just very useful. So keep that in mind as well. Very important tip. So yeah, I mean Draven is just a super duper bully in lane. I will hopefully do some live streams, just maybe hopefully, you know, show you guys just how much of a bully you can. I mean, there are chances that you will lose, because you do need a support that actually knows what he's doing, I guess, if you will. But if you have a support that knows what he's doing, like, you most likely will not lose your lane. It's just, he's too strong to lose his lane with a support that actually knows what they're doing, just because like his flat out like raw damage is just higher than any other ADC almost. I was actually a little worried about Varus, just because I feel like Varus is someone that can possibly match Draven, just because he has pretty good range with attacks. But luckily this Varus was not able to, because you know Janna did a pretty good job of supporting me with the shields and separation with the ultis and all that good stuff. So I think this game's almost done, and hopefully this is a pretty good display of how dominant Draven can be. So I mean, if you want to get out of slow yellow, I mean, I personally, just from my own experience, I recommend picking up ADC. I personally think it's a very strong carry role, and then pick up someone like Draven. I mean, he's a super bullying lane. It's very hard to lose lane with him unless your support sucks or you just get completely camped by the enemy jungle, which in that case your other lane should win technically. But whatever, that's solo queue. So again, pick up Draven if you want to win games, in my opinion, or even people like Vayne. But the only problem with Vayne is that her laning phase is super difficult to play, and I mean, if you get out laning phase like without too much damage on yourself, you know what I mean, like you will do pretty good. But if you don't, then I mean, Vayne is, like I said, she's very difficult. So here, Evelyn kind of walking the bush, face checking it as I was sitting there, and I just absolutely, okay, here's a pretty cool kill. Watch this. This is what I was talking about with my ulti and then flash Q. Watch. He's standing there, ulti, dang. Like, that wasn't super clean, but it did the job. I ulti, and then he's obviously gonna react to it, so I just flash and Q, and it's just enough damage to chunk that kind of HP, and it's pretty cool. So they go, they surrender. I mean, again, Draven, super strong. Pick him up. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below, guys, and I'll try answering them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Peace.